Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Blog Podcast. Today is Saturday, June 9th, 2018. Let's just get right to it. The Golden State Warriors are your 2018 NBA champions, the first team to repeat since the Lakers in 2009 and 2010, and the first team to sweep an NBA Finals since the 2007 San Antonio Spurs. This is just such a dominant team. What a great run. This is a dynasty in the making, if it isn't already. Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, David West, Sean Livingston, Jordan Bell. There's just so many role players and stars on this team that just fit. Steve Kerr has grown into a really good coach. They made the Cavaliers quit last night. What they did was put on a show in what was probably LeBron James' final game as a Cleveland Cavalier. 108-85 was your final score. Stephen Curry, 37 points in the win. Kevin Durant put up a triple-double. 20 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists. LeBron James in defeat, 23 points and 8 assists, but 6 turnovers. It looked like LeBron quit. The Cavs did hang around in this game for a little bit, but Golden State just pulled away when it mattered in the third quarter. The third quarter was their quarter. It was always their quarter this whole season, especially in the playoffs. They deserve all the credit in the world. Kevin Durant pretty much stole Steph's Finals MVP by being the best player on the court in these last 2 games. Certainly helped that Steph did not have a good game 3, but Durant is just a great all-around player, like I said yesterday, and now the intention turns to the summer. And quickly, before I move on to baseball, there's a report out that David West said that the public had, quote, no clue what this team went through. And then he says, that tells you about this team that nothing came out. That's really interesting. And I don't think Golden State's going to break up the core. Kevin Durant already said that he's going to come back. I don't see them trading away Klay Thompson or Draymond Green. Steph Curry is going to be a Warrior for life. So I think the core of this team will remain the same. Maybe some new role players. We'll see. And like I said, it's going to be a very interesting summer. And now all the attention's going to turn to where LeBron James and Paul George are going to land and whether Kawhi Leonard will be traded or not. All right. Time to move on to baseball. I'm going to be quick here. I'm not going to go over all the scoring, but I'm just going to say the scores and the winning pitcher and the losing pitcher. The Cubs defeated the Pirates 3-1 as they improved to 36-24. Pittsburgh drops to 31-32. Mike Montgomery improves to 2-1. Chad Cole drops to 4-4. Pedro Strop gets his first save of the year. The Giants defeated the Nationals 9-5 as they improved to 32-31. Washington drops to 35-26. Reyes Montero with the win improves to 2-1. Steven Strasburg with the loss drops to 6-6. Strasburg had to exit after 2 innings because of an injury. And San Francisco found a way to get to Washington's bullpen. Although Washington made this game interesting, it was 6-5 at one point. The Brewers defeated the Phillies 12-4 as they improved to 38-25. Philly drops to 32-29. Julius Justine with the win improves to 5-1. Vince Velasquez with the loss drops to 4-7. The Blue Jays defeated the Orioles 5-1 as they improved to 28-35. Baltimore drops to 19-43. J.A. Happ improves to 8-3. Andrew Kashner drops to 2-8. Ryan Tepera gets his 3rd save of the year. The Yankees defeated the Mets 4-1 as they improved to 41-18. The Mets dropped to 27-33. Chad Green with the win improves to 4-0. Jacob deGrom with the loss drops to 4-1. Aroldis Chapman gets his 16th save of the year. The White Sox defeated the Red Sox 1-0 as they improved to 21-40. Boston drops to 43-21. Dylan Covey with the win improves to 2-1. Chris Sale drops to 5-4 with the loss. Joaquin Soria gets his 7th save of the year. The Indians defeated the Tigers 4-1 as they improved to 33-28. Detroit drops to 30-35. Trevor Bauer improves to 5-4. Shane Green drops to 2-3. Cody Allen gets his 12th save of the year. The Cardinals defeated the Reds 7-6 in 10 innings as they improved to 34-27. The Reds dropped to 22-42. Bud Norris improves to 3-1. Raciel Iglesias drops to 1-1. John Brebbia with the save. The Marlins defeated the Padres 4-0 as they improved to 23-40. San Diego drops to 29-36. Caleb Smith improves to 5-6. Eric Lauer drops to 2-4. The Mariners defeated the Rays 4-3 as they improved to 40-23. Tampa drops to 28-34. Marco Gonzalez improves to 7-3. Wilmer Font drops to 0-1. Edwin Diaz gets his 22nd save of the year. The Astros defeated the Rangers 7-3 as they improved to 40-25. Texas drops to 27-39. Justin Verlander with the win improves to 8-2. Doug Fister with the loss drops to 1-7. The Angels defeated the Twins 4-2 as they improved to 36-28. Minnesota drops to 27-33. Noe Ramirez with the win improves to 2-2. Ryan Presley with the loss drops to 0-1. Blake Parker gets his 6th save of the year. The Diamondbacks defeated the Rockies 9-4 as they improved to 33-29. The Rocks dropped to 32-31. Zach Greinke improves to 5-4. Herman Marquez drops to 4-6. The Athletics defeated the Royals 7-2 as they improved to 33-31. Casey drops to 21-43. Frankie Montas improves to 3-0. Jacob Junis drops to 5-6. Lou Trevino gets his 1st save of the year. The Dodgers defeated the Braves 7-3 as they improved to 32-31. Atlanta drops to 36-27. Walker Buehler with the win improves to 4-1. Brandon McCarthy with the loss drops to 5-3. Buehler got pulled after 5 1/3 innings due to rib soreness. Hopefully he'll be okay. Today's games, Giants Nationals. Derek Rodriguez and Gio Gonzalez, Brewers Phillies. Brent Sutter and Jake Arrieta, Orioles Blue Jays. Kevin Gossman and Aaron Sanchez, Angels Twins. Tyler Skaggs and Kyle Gibson, Pirates Cubs. Nick Kingham and John Lester, White Sox Red Sox. Carlos Rondon making his season debut against David Price. Royals Athletics, Dan Duffy and Trevor Cahill. Indians Tigers, Mike Clevenger and Mike Fiers. Cardinals Reds, Michael Wacha and Luis Castillo. Padres Marlins, Tyson Ross and Dan Straley. Mariners Rays, Felix Hernandez and Blake Snell. Fox games, Yankees Mets, Domingo Germán and Steven Matz. Give me the Yankees. The Mets always find ways to lose nowadays. Diamondbacks Rockies, Matt Koch and Chad Bettis. Give me the Rockies. Astros Rangers, Charlie Morton and Mike Minor. Give me the Astros. Braves Dodgers, Aaron Sanchez and Alex Wood. Now I'm going to give to you my future power rankings for Major League Baseball. I'm going to go from 31. I'm going to be quick. 30, the Orioles. They really don't have much in their farm system. Dylan Bundy or Kevin Gossman have not proven to be the pitchers that the Orioles thought. 29, the Royals. They have some young players coming. They've hit well in the draft in recent years. But it's going to be a long way before they're relevant. 28, the Marlins. They got a little jump start on their rebuild. They could even jumpstart that if they decide to trade JT Realmuto and Justin Bour at the deadline. 27 is the Rangers, who have some nice young players, but I think that they're going to be sellers this year. 26, the Mariners, who are actually in first place in their division right now, but their long-term future looks bleak with a lot of older players on the roster. 25, the Giants, similar to the Mariners. They're playing well right now, 31-30, but their long-term future looks bleak. And if I'm them, I'd trade Madison Bumgarner this summer if you're out of contention. 24, the Tigers. They have some pieces coming. They just drafted Casey Mize. Promising pitchers in the minors like Franklin Perez. And then they also have Michael Fulmer, who I think they're going to eventually trade. Matthew Boyd, I think is a long-term piece for them. 23 is the Indians. They have a lot of pieces headed for free agency after this year, such as Michael Brantley, Cody Allen, and Andrew Miller. But they're long-term, I think they're okay. But can they afford to keep everybody? 22, the Angels. This would be higher if I was 100% sure that Mike Trout would be there long-term. 21 is the Mets. That's a team that I think needs a little bit of a reboot. 20, the Diamondbacks. They have a lot of guys who are going to be free agents soon, whether it's this year or next year, such as A.J. Pollock and Paul Goldschmidt and Patrick Corbin. 19, the Rockies. They have a lot of promising young players coming up, such as Brendan Rodgers. And Ryan McMahon's been disappointing, but I think they have faith in him. 18, the Twins. Byron Buxton's often hurt and hasn't played to potential. Jose Barrios is their ace of the future. They have some pieces coming up through the system. 17, the Athletics. They have a promising young rotation. Some position players coming up through the system. I think they're in good shape. 16, the Cincinnati Reds. A lot of good young position players and some good pitchers coming up through the system in the next couple of years. 15 is the Tampa Bay Rays. They have a lot coming up through the system as well. 14, Toronto Blue Jays. This ranking is solely based on two guys who I think are going to be studs, Vlad Guerrero Jr. and Bo Bichette. 13 is the Pittsburgh Pirates. They have some young talent coming up. Austin Meadows is already up. They have Mitch Keller waiting in the minors. Jameson Taillon has the makings of a future ace. 12 is the San Diego Padres. They have a lot coming through the system. Fernando Tatis Jr., a lot of other young position players, some good young pitchers coming up too. 11 is the Washington Nationals. With or without Bryce Harper, this team's future is pretty bright. They still have Max Scherzer locked up long term. They have Juan Soto. They have Anthony Rendon still around. They have Victor Robles going to be called up sooner rather than later. 10 is the Milwaukee Brewers. They have a loaded farm system that I think that they'll take advantage of at the trade deadline. They have a lot of good young position players too. 9 is the Chicago White Sox. They have a great farm system. Michael Kopech leads the way pitching-wise, and Eloy Jimenez leads the way position player-wise. 8 is the Boston Red Sox. They'll spend their money. They'll do whatever it takes to be relevant. They have a lot of guys that are going to be free agents sooner rather than later, such as Chris Sale. David Price has an opt-out after this year. Craig Kimbrell is going to be a free agent soon. So there's pressure on Boston to go out and make themselves better, and whether that's sacrificing their farm system or not. 7 is Los Angeles Dodgers. Like the Red Sox, the Dodgers are always going to find a way to stay relevant. Their farm system's better than Boston's. I don't think it's that close. Walker Buehler is a stud in the making. Whether Clayton Kershaw leaves them or not, I think the Dodgers are in good position for the future. 6 is the St. Louis Cardinals. Their future rotation is going to be phenomenal. Alex Reyes is going to be back next year. Jack Flaherty showed some promise. Luke Weaver has shown a little bit of promise here and there. Carlos Martinez is a stud. Adam Wainwright's on the downside of his career. Michael Wacha's actually had a career year this year. 5 is the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs, like the Dodgers and the Red Sox, are going to find a way to stay relevant. Although their farm system isn't as good as it once was, they're going to spend their money. They're going to do whatever it takes. Number 4 is the Houston Astros. That core is phenomenal. Their pitching staff is phenomenal. I think they're going to stay up there for years to come. Number 3 is the Atlanta Braves. They have a lot up and coming through their system. They're going to take advantage of it at the trading deadline, I think, this year. Number 2 is the Philadelphia Phillies. I think they're going to be the cream of the crop of the National League in a couple of years. Don't be surprised if Mike Trout ends up a Philly. They're going to be in play for Bryce Harper and Manny Machado as well. Aaron Nola, Jake Arrieta, Vince Velasquez, Zach Alfin. That's a great pitching staff. Sixto Sanchez is coming. Their position player core is great. And number 1 is the New York Yankees. This was easy. They're going to be the cream of the crop in the American League for years to come. Aaron Judge, Gary Sanchez once he gets going, Greg Bird, Luis Severino. They have the money to spend. They have the farm system to go out and trade for players. No doubt about it that the Yankees are number one in the future power rankings. Right now, I'm going to make my pick for Belmont. The race will be going off somewhere around 6:45 tonight. You have Justified going for the Triple Crown tonight. Do I think Justified will win the Triple Crown? Or will another horse pull off an upset? I'm going to say that Justified gets it done. We'll have a Triple Crown winner for the second time since 2015. Give me Justified to win it. Vino Rosso second. Hofberg third. Bravazzo fourth. Tenfold fifth. Gronkowski sixth. Splendid Citizen 7. Restoring Hope 8. Noble Indy 9. Free Drop Billy 10. That's my prediction of how the Belmont's going to play out. That's it for today's podcast. I'll be back tomorrow recapping the Belmont, recapping all the baseball, and recapping anything else that goes on in the world of sports. I hope you guys have a great day, everybody.